do first? Like, should I bring this over there so we can get like a? This is like the biggest thing I'm working on right now. At this point now, this one's like 60 something pounds, and it's really heavy. But essentially, like the whole thing's hollow. Like it's like I build it with like big coils. And then like I add on to it, like I add all these things on with like kind of big, like I flatten out a piece of clay and like kind of make a slab and I like roll it around and then I add like the texture. And then like I've added in all these like kind of they're like carvings that are essentially like, it's like called like mishima, it's like the style. So you like rub in like glaze into it afterwards and kind of rub it off, and so like they'll be like left with like lines in there. So essentially, like I view my work as like a self-portrait to an extent, and it's like I'm trying to like on paper or in clay like demonstrate kind of like the internal self versus the external. And so like I do that by like I have these like large figures, and like you see them, and like from a distance you're like, oh, it's just one thing. Like you look at it and you're like, okay, I see this like big eye, this grin, it's like a big monster. And then like the closer you look, there's a lot more detail within that. And so I kind of think of that as like myself and like my subconscious. And like you look at me and you might see Harry, he's sitting, you know, here with a black t-shirt. And like maybe one day you meet me, it's the only time you meet me and I'm like a total douchebag to you. And so you have this perception of me of being a douchebag. But like, I'm not really, like I'm not only a douchebag, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, there's all these different things that affect who I am in that moment and like how I am perceived to like the outside world as opposed to like what's on the inside. You know, it's a very popular like idea. Like there's like, you know, you can't judge like a book by its cover. And essentially I'm just trying to take that kind of popular idea and make it relatable to myself. Like you can't judge me by my cover. And like there's a lot more to me and myself and a lot more to all of us than like what meets the eye. Kind of like, I can show you like how I like carve or something like right there. Cool. So like, if I'm just gonna put in like, I'll put in like a little cactus man. And then once I've like got the shape, I have to like go back in and like try to like render it kind of by like making it not look so blocky. Looks very gross. So I have to go back and like smooth everything out. I think that's like why I like it though, because it takes a long time. And it's like kind of fun and like meditative. You have to take, it's like kind of, it's kind of like drawing, but then you have to like go back in, just like mindlessly kind of work on it for like hours and hours. So it's kind of taxing, but I also like enjoy the process sometimes more than drawing because it's like a little bit more like tactile. So like I try to work in my work, like I try to use like some free association of just kind of like trying to tap into whatever unconscious kind of thought comes to my head first and like see if that makes any like connections on the page kind of. Like if I start just like, if like the cactus man's the first thing that comes to my head, I'm just going to like kind of go with it because like I kind of like working that way, but also like I'm trying to like kind of explore like the like subconscious kind of like I come up with like a lot of ideas for my work based on like experiences I've had like in my life or something like that, and so maybe I want to like explore that memory or that feeling like in my work, and so I'll start with that and I'll kind of like let whatever comes up from that memory or feeling kind of just like make itself on the page. So like I don't know, right now for some reason Cactus Man was the first thing that came up, and so I was like, maybe I was thinking about like the Southwest, or I don't know exactly, but for some reason Cactus Man's the first thing. So I'll give him a little mustache. sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, but I'd say most of the time I do some pre-drawings. I like to do at least like a loose drawing to give me an idea of what I'm going for. Sometimes I will diverge from the drawing depending on a few different factors. Like one of them is like I just can't always incorporate all the detail from my drawings into clay just because like I have to like look at weight and I can't put too much weight on something or else like my piece will collapse. And like I have to also just like make things like visually appealing. It's a little different when you move from 2D to 3D. Because I think 2D, it's really easy to cram a lot of detail in and it's not necessarily overwhelming because like it doesn't take up physical space. But I think when you start getting to a 3D kind of like medium, it's a little bit more important to like you have to like realize that things take up space and kind of how the depth plays with you as like you're looking at a sculpture. So you kind of have to play with that a little bit more and like leave room for the eye to follow around a piece as opposed to like fully like packing it with detail, I'd say. So right here is one piece that I've got firing. It's at 1900 degrees. So I guess it's gotta get to 2100 degrees, I think. I forget, but I have this little chart right here that shows me. And so I programmed it to go to cone 04. So it's going to 1945. So it's actually only got like 7 more degrees or 8 more degrees to go. And it'll be done. So once it's done, I can start taking out those little things right there and like get it to cool down. And usually I don't want to open it though until it's like oven temperature. So like 300, 400, because you can get some cracks in it if you don't. I think I like clay for like the whole process of it. I feel like there's like this, like there's a science to it. There's not a science with all other art forms, but there's like a different type of science to it, like with the firing. I've never done wood sculpture. I could love that. I've never done marble, just in terms of what I have access to, I feel like clay is just so cool because it's like you have all like, you build the piece like out of like just mud and you like create something from nothing and then you like fire it the first time and it could like totally get destroyed the first time. Then you fully like you pull it out and it's like perfect. You're like, okay, I love this. And then you glaze it and then you fire it again. And there's like all these different things you can do to clay that I just love. And it's like by the time you're done with it, like you've got something that can last. Like this piece right here, like I could chuck that outside my window and like 1,000 years from now, it could still be there because like at this point, it's like, I mean, it's like, you know, when we find pots and stuff like that from like ancient Rome and stuff like that in Greece, like those are the things that stick. Like it's not really as many paintings. So it's like, it's cool to see like this type of thing will be around for like a lot longer than I will be. I like that. I think that the pieces I brought are kind of an evolution of my skill set, as well as kind of they show a wide variety of kind of how I demonstrate my work, like how and like what mediums I can do it in. Because it's like I feel like my work reads across different mediums, which I like. It's like this is like a lithograph, and like this is, you know, ceramic. This is like Prismacolor markers, but I feel like all three you can tell are my work. Like they like all of them are my style, and so it's kind of cool just to be able to explore different mediums and like kind of demonstrate like how that style can change, but still is identifiable as mine. I think I've slowly in my work been making more of a transition into 3D. I think I like my drawings and paintings. I think I stand out more though as a sculptor. I plan on doing painting and drawing and making t-shirts. I plan on doing all, like, as long as I'm an artist, because I think that having a mixture of things you do helps you. It helps you not want to burn out. But I think moving into the future, I've just been continuing to make larger and larger sculptures, and I think for myself, it's like, number one, it's a challenge. Like not that painting is not a challenge for me anymore. I'm not like the best painter in the world, but I think that sculpting has just created this new thing of, like, I get to work with my hands and like really like make something like tangible. Like, it's cool to have a piece of artwork that I can like hug. Like, and I just like enjoy that. I think within the ceramics medium, I see less people doing what I'm doing. A ton of nightmares. Like, every night I like go to bed and I'm like, dear God, please don't give me nightmares.
Help me see all the birds and all the bees and all the trees. Help me feel everything around me. Help me in the vibrations of the universe inside of me. Help me be